Indeed, greetings unto you, beloved and holy friend. Thank you so much for joining me again on another video. I always appreciate your presence. If you enjoy what it is we're doing here, consider liking the video, consider subscribing, and do leave a comment. I try and answer every single one of them. Let's melt more into being. Once again, on another day. It's something that we're so good at, yet so bad at the same time. Like we always are. We always are. We never cease to be. And yet, we have this incessant need to be somewhere else. Constantly to be somewhere else. And then we get there and we're like, okay, sick. I've worked all of this time. I've spent all of this money. I have sacrificed all of these situations, these experiences in my life. And now I'm here at this place that's gonna make me happy. And then you're like, oh, cool. I'm happy because I did thing. And then you start all over again. And it becomes this perpetual motion of not actually just being here right now, but always living somewhere in the future in our mind's eye, trying to strive for something that we already have, right? Walk in this world, but not of this world. So what does that mean? What do you mean, don't be of this world, you might ask? I ask myself that as well. The idea is basically that we are so much more than just this world at the end of the day. Because if you want to really get technical about it, the very atoms that make up our bodies came from planet Earth, right? So it's planet Earth that has contributed to our physical forms in the way that they are right now. But becoming completely attached to that physical form and thinking of it as you being of this world instead of being in this world. You understand the separation there? I don't like the word separation, but the difference between those two different states. To live of, or to live in this world instead of this world. So a mindset of living of this world, I feel, is a mindset of contraction, a mindset of feeling small. Hey Dan, thank you for joining me, my friend. I appreciate your presence so much always. Living of this world is, I feel, at least in my personal opinion, a mindset of contraction, something that makes you feel like small because of just the vastness of our universe. But at the end of the day, the universe we're living in is just a material, three-dimensional universe. Whoa, was I first? You were the first one to say anything. Yes, Dan, you were. Hey, Melt and Dan, who else is watching? We have like 7 friends watching right now. I'm not sure. It seems it's you two who I know who is watching right now, at least. Like Reddit's been really interesting today with the U shows. All of the U shows have been getting like stonky front paged, but Fish in a Birdcage, I think that's his name, is playing right now, and that man always gets front page no matter what. So I'm gonna leave it to him to keep the world busy. What's good, Justin? There we go, just in time. That was so bad. Life is good, Dan. How many times have you heard that joke, Justin? How many times has someone said just in time to you, dude? Man, I can just imagine how many times you must have heard it in high school with teachers. Like, usually it's teachers the most that make, the bad jokes. Oh, look who is just in time for class. I want to set an intention for why I'm drinking water today. What is my intention for drinking water today? Yesterday was experimentation. Acceptance? I feel that's the word that comes up in my field of consciousness. Just acceptance. So every single sip I take, I'll be sipping on acceptance today. Probably as many times as I hear Dan the man. I knew it. I haven't said it once. I don't know if you've noticed, Dan. I haven't said it once because I knew too many times, but I like it. Good. Do you like the Dan the man one as well, Dan? I'm curious now. But I'm cool with Dan the man. There we go. Feel free to use it as you please. Hey, Jesse. Man, like a big portion of my consciousness is what's the word I'm looking for? Not distributed, allocated. That's the word I'm looking for. Is allocated towards what you shared with us today. Uh, the cat is just walking past my glass of water. Good morning, y'all. Hey, Aaron is here as well. Thank you, my friend. For me, my water is for spiritual endurance today. That's a good one. Have I forgotten what my intention was already? No. Acceptance. Almost. Almost forgot for a second there. I was still thinking about what Jesse shared. Hey, morning loves. Hey, Toasty. Thank you for being here with us as well, my friend. Hey, good peoples. There we go. So, like, I'm not going to share everything, Jesse, but I'll share as much as I feel I want to share. If you're okay with it, please do, bonk me on the head if I'm making any mistakes. But Jessie shared with us today her reaching out to her sister and basically re-amending a relationship. And in the message, she talked about, things happening in the past, things being said, relationship being broken down, if you will, and that they haven't been on close terms for a very long time, and that she's moved out about 7 months ago, and like there's been enough time, right? Like when you spend some time away from one another as well, it kind of helps to calm down some of the things that you're angry about towards them. And she reached out and she said her sister has been doing better on a mental level, and after the phone call that they had, she reached out and properly, forgave in the way of like almost starting a new fresh start. And interestingly enough, something your sister said resonated with me as well, Jesse, where she was talking about how much progress you two have made comparatively to how much progress your parents have made in the same direction, right? In that understanding of one another, and not in living in bitterness and stuff like that. That is something I've noticed with me and my brothers as well, actually. I feel we definitely have a very good relationship with one another. My mom basically was raised in a family that is the same structure than ours. Older brother, three older brothers, and then her as the daughter. My sister is also the youngest, so three older brothers, and then my sister as the youngest as well. And because of this family dynamic, we've always been kind of compared to my mom's oldest brother, then my younger brother being her second oldest brother, my youngest brother being her older brother, and then her being the youngest comparatively to my sister. And the thing like has been in my life, I've noticed these behaviors that my uncles kind of participate in, and the things they say to one another, the way they kind of behave. And in the same way, like also noticed the amount of work and the amount of growth me and my siblings have already done to, in a lot of ways, move past the type of mindsets, default mode networks, if you will, I believe they're still stuck in, my uncles. And it's very difficult to come to like accept, I guess you could say, stuff like that as well, because it's not exactly something nice. I feel in a lot of ways it could be seen as a judgment as well, and as you friends know, I don't exactly enjoy judgment. I think of judgment as something that separates us, because if you judge something, you're trying to tell yourself like it is something external from you. That is the wrong thing, not this is the wrong thing, right? So I recognize the things they go through as probably things that they were experiencing throughout their life as well. And I wonder I wonder if the growth me and my siblings were allowed to experience, if you will, is something related to a cultural shift, our access to technology. Is it a generational thing? I'm really curious about all of that. How do you feel, friends? What do you feel? Good morning, friends. Or positive vibes all day. Hey, midnight. I'm happy that you're here with us, my friend. Thank you for joining us. Or impossible night, I should say, rather, not midnight. Da da da. Yeah, it's very good. Convo with your sis, Jesse. Thank you for sharing. Thank you, indeed, Jesse. We really do appreciate you so much, my friend. And stuff like that really makes me think. Like, that's the thing as well. That's why I'm such a real, like, more and more so a believer in this co-creation aspect of our existence. Because you sharing something like that created so many feelings and so many ideas and so many thoughts within inside of myself that at the end of the day is me co-creating with you because of something that you chose to share. And it's amazing. It's beautiful that we have this ability. Looking forward to reading Jesse's convo. Reading Jesse's convo sounds like a tale of healing. It really is. It really, really is. It is in the, I think, Let It Out tab on the Discord server. It's absolutely wholesome. This is exactly what I intended to have: spiritual endurance. My mom is nearly 60 years old and just starting to embrace a spiritual journey. But there is so much resistance in her. Yeah, I can see that, Dan. So now I'm curious, my friend. If your water's intention is spiritual endurance, so every sip you take, you're giving yourself a little bit of an extra kick, right? To endure spiritually, if you will. Are you helping her through something right now? Like, are you doing some work with her? That's why you feel like you'll need some endurance. Like, are you talking to her about these topics and these ideas? And in what way is she showing resistance? Is it like in the she doesn't want to agree or understand or believe the things that you're trying to tell her, or is it that she still is trying to hold on to the older ways of thinking, if you will? I attribute a lot of my growth to all of you, so thank you. Having you all inspire me to love and love always. Thank you, Jesse, because what you're doing in turn is inspiring us to do the same. So, by you saying we've inspired, attributed to your growth, you are doing the exact same thing for us, inspiring us, contributing to our own growth. And this is how we grow. This is how we grow as a collective, not by, you know, contracting. Because if you want to think about it, what you did, Jesse, was very brave. It's something that you did out of a place of love. Not only the forgiveness of your sister, but also the sharing of that field of energy being practiced, right? And by being brave, by sharing out of love, you're creating a space in which other people see that bravery, that love is something that's possible. And even if we encouraged you to do these things, it was still your divine choice to do them and to share them. And contraction is when we close ourselves off. We make ourselves smaller. We don't want to share these hurtful things. We don't want to share these things that we go through, these big changes that we make in our lives. But the expansion type of consciousness, mindset, if you will, as well, is to open up and to share these things that reside within inside of us. And it makes me happy that you are, my friend. Thank you. Thank you so much. She is still so committed to the thoughts, uh, to thoughts, ads, behavior, abs. Still so committed to the thoughts that ads, behavior, that have hurt her. I need spiritual endurance to continue on my own journey and to support her on hers. I feel that, Dan. I do feel that. Man, at least she's starting. Like, that is something that's very impressive to me as well. I was having a conversation with my mom today about the type of things that we have conversations about. And I could see like bells going off in her head, but I also saw how much resistance she has to this way of thinking. Also, that resistance that we see. I don't know if it's something in the same way that you said is something that's hindering her or is creating maybe thoughts. Like the thing is, I me and my mom aren't too vocal about internal thoughts. Now that I think about it, like I ask my mom all the time how she is and how she's feeling, but still sometimes hard for her to open up about stuff. So I'll get like the "yeah, I'm good" answer type, how it is. And today I was having a conversation about her, about the infinitude of life as well. I finished dancing, my phone died, and I just kind of sat on the log. My cat always sharpens his nails on, and I was just kind of sitting in the sunrise, not staring at the sun, but like having my eyes on the horizon type of vibe. And she came outside, and she just kind of stood there, and I kind of noticed that it was her attempt to spend some time with me. And I invited her to sit with me, and we had a conversation about the dancing, about the sunrise, uh, talked a bit about the beauty of what it is we have here. Because my mom she's not exactly a nature person, if you will. Dreads camping, drives her insane, and like we are living on a farm in the middle of nowhere. And my mom loves being in the city. She loves shopping. She loves shoes. She likes these things, and that's completely okay as well. And the farm don't really create those type of environments, and it can definitely lead us to what's the word I'm looking for? Hmm, a misguided attitude about what things are and how we're supposed to feel about things. And as we were sitting there, like the sun was reflecting on all of the dew on the grass, and I told her, "You see, this is what it's about. Just that silence, that being able to look at things, the sun rising, the colors of the sky, and the sun feels so good in the mornings now because it's cold. Just the feeling the sun on your face." Then she asked me if I want some tea. I'm like, "Yeah, I want some tea." She goes, she makes some tea, and we go and sit on the couches on the inside, and we start having conversations about. First, she tells me about the show she's watching. She wants to. She wants to renovate some parts of the house, but she doesn't know what she wants to renovate in some parts of the house. So she's watching this show about this woman that goes to places, creates like micro economies by setting up like bed and breakfasts and whole kind of hostel slash hotel areas by revamping living spaces, stuff like that. And she basically comes to the conclusion that she wouldn't be able to do that job because looking at our living room or space, she doesn't see anything that she would want to change or something that she would want to do differently. And I was like, yeah, fortunately, we all have our own talents, right? And then I suggested that idea to her about things being infinite, right? And she looks at me like, "What do you mean this blanket is infinite?" Because she's sitting on this blanket. And I pick the blanket up and I rub it between my fingers and I tell her, Christian suggested this idea to me and I've been thinking about it a lot. That this blanket can be seen as something that's infinite. And I see her like looking at me like, So I'm like, okay. So imagine this. Nothing other than this single moment exists, right? There is no future, technically. It's only our imaginations. And there is no past. It's just our memories. All we really have is this single moment, right? And technically, you can think of this single moment as infinite as well. Because unless you die, this single moment continues. I wonder if my sister is listening to music right now on the speaker system. I think she might be. Anyway, like this single moment is completely infinite and eternal, right? And I told her that on this blanket, if she could, realistically, she could go and count all of the little fluffs that has gathered up. Shantai! There we go. She turned it off. And like every day, every single day for the past 116 days, I've done this. And somehow my sister manages to make noise in the background at least half of the time. It's okay. It's infinite as well. Unfortunately, she heard me. This time, at least. Anyway, I can focus again. The single moment, right? In this infinite single moment, she could be spending her infinite single moment to count the individual fluffs on this blanket, right? And she's like, okay, I wouldn't want to do that. I'm like, I know you wouldn't want to do that, but that is something you could potentially do with your single moment. And she's like, okay, but there isn't an infinite amount of like balls of fluff on this blanket. I'm like, okay, that's true. Now, let's give you better eyes. Let's give you eyes that have the ability to see the little threads that make up the actual fabric that this blanket is made of. And now, I task you with counting each one of these little, pieces of fabric or little strings that make up this material, this blanket. Like, how long is that going to take you in your single moment? Let's say days, right? Takes you to count each one of these little strings. Now, you've done that, right? You figured out how to do that. Now I give you even better eyes. And now you're counting the little atoms or the molecules. Let's go molecules first. You're counting the molecules that are making chains, that is making this string. And now you have to count each and every single one of the molecules that makes up this entire blanket. Spend, another 1,000 moments or infinite moments. Then I give you even better eyes, and now you're counting each and every single atom in the molecules that make up this blanket. And then if you finish doing that, I make you count the amount of revolutions of each and single one of the atoms in that blanket. Like, that's the thing. There is literally an infinite amount of information on that blanket. And it's something that escapes us, that is like that with absolutely everything. Everything has this infinitude aspect of it being all the way large if you go small, and all the way small if you go into the large. And it's like when I explained that concept to my mom, that's when I saw like those little fireworks going off in her head. And yeah, hopefully it makes a difference. Sending you positivity and stamina, Dan. That's so freaking nice. Please do. Thank you all for letting me share, guys. Thank you for sharing, Jesse. That's what's most important. Everyone is different. Your growth is built on the foundation of your elders created for you. So if you're better off than they are successful. I feel that, my friend. That's a good point. There we go. Hey, Edmund, I'm happy that you're here as well, my friend. I was thinking about you a second ago as well. Ready to take on the day, my friend. Sick! Let's get it. LGS says, good morning, Estia, and hello, friends. Hope you're all happy and healthy. Thank you, my friend. I'm happy and healthy. How are you feeling? Tell me how you're feeling. I'm really curious. I was always the type to just get over it and move on, cut people out of my life that hurt me. I'm so proud that I chose to mend this bridge instead of just burn it down. Showing someone grace can be life-changing for them. It really can, Jesse. And what you just said kind of resonated with me as well, because for the longest time I was doing the exact same thing. If someone hurt me, if someone betrayed me, if someone disappointed me, it was a lot easier for me to just completely cut ties and kind of come to the conclusion that that is now something that's no longer happening, if you will. And yeah, you're right, Jesse. This is definitely the better way to do it. Makes us more human. To err is human, to forgive is divine, Jesse. Yes. That's so true, Justin. I love that. Thank you. It's perfect, Justin. And to R is pirate. Oh, that's perfect. Need to get Jovan out there to do some demos and renovate Melt. Mm, maybe we will. Maybe we will. Little sisters do that. I'm the baby sister. I know. I know she does it on purpose. It's the thing, Jesse. I'm not getting angry at her, but I am gonna be vocal about it these days. Like vocal in this moment. I used to be vocal about it after the streams, and I'm like, I go up to her and I ask her genuinely, like, why? Why are you doing this? You know, you know. And then she's like, oh, and then it happens again the next day. Freaking Jessie. You freaking little sisters. Hoe durf julle? Maak my freaking titel lam. All good meld. Couldn't hear it. I'm happy that you couldn't hear it. Like the problem, like I know now that the problem isn't with the streams. I know that the streams can't hear it. It's just to me because she was listening to I don't know what it's called. Bella Ciao. She was listening to that in the TV room, and like my brain, it really likes following patterns, and same with my pattern of thought. So I'll get into a pattern of thought, and I'll be like, okay, it's like going forward in this direction, and then I'm trying to articulate as this train of thought kind of passes by, and then there's like in the background, and now my brain is like, ooh yeah, music, it's great, and then it's like, oh, there goes the train. And that's the problem to me. Not so much the music, because my brain is like, yay, but the train of thought running away from me. Thank you for the all seeing upvote, Yash. What a crazy thought. It's got my mind racing now. Which thought? The thought about things being infinite? Again? I'm not sure which one you're talking about, Edmund. Makes me think of fractals. Yee. Okay, yeah, you're definitely talking about the infinite one. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, dude. It's everywhere. Literally in this blade of grass. This single blade of grass. There are fractals. It has hair, interestingly enough. And a slight, almost brownish, purplish hint to it. Has little white decoloration spots. Freaking blade of grass, dude. And yet. Good morning, Estian. Hello, friends. Good morning, Lisa. I'm happy that you're here with us, my friend. How are you feeling? Dun, dun, dun. To err is human, to forgive is divine. I love this. Me too. I don't know if that's the official quote. I love it though, the forgiveness part, because like in Dota, Zeus, one of the playable heroes, when he dies and he respawns, he actually says a line to die is mortal or something like that, to respawn divine. So it's very cool that I can replace those words with these ones instead. To err is human, to forgive is divine. Alright. I love that story about you having a breakthrough with your mamas, though. It's amazing you found a way to give her, to get her to think a little differently about things. I hope so. Thank you, Jesse. Thank you for your encouragement and your love as well, my friend. It's just a formality, says a space rock bird love. Need to change my main username. Eventually, my friend. Don't worry too much about it. Maybe you can use Jovan's little burb. That's so sweet as well. Thank you for the wholesome. I think I might have said it, but again, Jesse, thank you for the wholesome. I think it's very important for us to allow ourselves, as you said, think differently. Just a little bit differently. And the thing is as well, for some people it requires sometimes, and I don't necessarily like saying the word requires, because it feels like it's a conditional thing, right? But let's say as a thought experiment, it requires people to like partake in plant medicines or something like that for them to experience these type of mindsets, to think differently for long enough to realize that the way that they've been thinking this entire time isn't necessarily the right way, right? We get so sure sometimes, so convinced that we're completely on the right track. And I feel the biggest thing as well, and I want you friends that are older than me to tell me about your experiences of this as well. I feel the older you get, the more comfortable you become in the things you believe, and the things you've almost made a part of your own personality and your own uh, egoic consciousness, if you will, as well. So, like, I wonder, friends, do you feel it's harder work for you to continue pursuing, like, the not knowing mindset of allowing yourself to accept the fact that you don't necessarily know what's going on, be it with your own mind, be it with the state of the world, be it with the direction you're taking in your life? Because I feel, at least with my own personal experience that I've had with older people, it seems like a lot of them are very attached to the things that they've been believing, and especially the things they've been told their entire lives. I'm thinking about my grandma most specifically right now. And she, like, there's this radio channel called AGS in South Africa. AGS radio stasie. And whatever they say on that radio channel, she believes as like law. Like it's a rule for her. This thing now. Like she'll be completely convinced of this thing that they told her on this radio channel. And she'll come to me and she'll tell me this behavior, like, let's say, for example, what behavior can I choose? Uh smoking marijuana actually would be one of them. Back in the day when I was like 18, so like 4 years ago now, and I was smoking bud. I have always been very open about it with my family. I feel hiding things like that is just going to create more turmoil and separation between my family members. So I was like very straightforward about my usage, if you will. And then she kind of started hopping on this strain of like what AGS says. And then she will send me these articles of this radio channel of how marijuana is, going to ruin my life. It's a gateway drug. It's going to lead to me to wanting and using stronger and stronger substances, and this and that and this, and like she's convinced. Like she doesn't ask me anything. She tells me like, this is how it is, dude. You're gonna die tomorrow, basically, with her urgency that she kind of came at me with. And now, since marijuana has been made to be decriminalized in South Africa, and AGS isn't like jumping on this bandwagon of marijuana is gonna ruin your life if you inject single marijuana, you're hooked for life. And now AGS are one of the channels that are promoting cannabis, which is, it's hilarious to me. It makes me so happy because now they're talking about all of the medical benefits of marijuana, and they've been finding these medical benefits, and South Africa is now allowed to actually do medical tests. So we have local medical data coming out about the benefits of this plant medicine. And now she's hearing on AGS radio about how great some of these compounds are. And now she's telling me about those things. I'm like, oh, really? Oh, really? Man, tell me more. Tell me more. And yeah, like her specifically is the person I've noticed the most of these default mode network type of behaviors. So I try to be extremely erratic in my conversational behavior because I'm trying to jolt her into just realizing some things, maybe seeing how the things I do makes her feel, hopefully makes her realize how she feels about things. Man, going down the rabbit holes. Fractals and the concept of infinity and everything is something that has been a focus of my thoughts and meditation the past couple of weeks, actually. I feel that as well, Edmund. And like this is a concept I've not been playing for a couple of weeks, as you said. I've been playing with it since last Friday when Christian brought it up. Like I've always understood, the concept of things being infinite, but when he like kind of articulated in a certain way, my mind kind of started running with this understanding of what he was trying to say. And in the same way, I've also been really reeling with the idea. It's been it's been pretty cool. That's exactly it. My mom wants to see change in her life, but she does not want to change her thinking. Those default mode networks, dude. Like literally, the thing is as well. Think about it this way, Dan, and this is why I feel we should be cognizant. Cognizant. I think cognizant is the right word. We have to be cognizant of our parents as well, because they've been living in this way for so long. Like it's been so long for them, and the way we think, you can kind of think of it as an image, like a pattern. So let's say it takes, you know 10 brain cells to fire, uh, a happy thought. Or let's say it takes 10 brain cells to think lovingly about humanity, right? Let's make that comparison. It takes 10 brain cells to fire a thought that is loving towards all of humanity, and it fires 10 brain cells to think hateful thoughts towards humanity. So the loving thought is, oh, I love being a human and being a part of this greater humanity that is on this earth, right? That is the one thought that you keep. And the other thought is, I hate being a human. I wish we all just died, right? Those are two thoughts. And both of them use these 10 little brain cells, right, to fire. Theoretically, it's probably taking a few 100 million, but let's say theoretically it takes 10 brain cells. So the one that's happy, let's say it's a all the way open, right? Brain cells all the way over your brain. Like let's say a brain cell here, a brain cell there, a brain cell there, a brain cell there, and a brain cell there fires, right? 10 brain cells to have that happy thought. Now, contraction. Now it's, you know, still 10 brain cells, but now they're here firing, and now I'm having that negative thought. So those firing patterns, where those brain cells are firing, is literally a pattern that gets cemented into your brain with myelin seeds. So when you think something over and over again, for example, you think hatefully about the world. Oh, I hate being human. I wish everyone died. I hate being human. I wish everyone died. And you do that for 60 years. I'm not saying that's what people think. I'm just making a very polarizing example. That firing of brain cells, those firings of those 10 cells, becomes literally trained to fire in that way. And changing that way of firing is a part of, like, that is a part of your default mode network, and changing it is extremely difficult. It's extremely difficult, and that's why I am gracious, if you will. I'm hard on myself. I am light on others, if you will. That's at least how I've been thinking about it, Dan. Changing your thinking is what life is about, in my opinion. I feel that, Justin. Like, you're getting stagnant is something we can't allow ourselves to do. For the good of all. It has been easier for me as I grow older to be assured of what my internal compass is. I feel that is good. Internal compass is one thing, because I feel that is almost like a value system, right? You value certain things in your life, and that's why you're heading towards them. And with age, I definitely believe that value system gets more refined, because as you get older, you start to realize certain things don't actually bring value to your life. And for that reason, your internal compass kind of gets strengthened in a certain direction, because you know where it is you want to be heading. But I'm asking the question of your thoughts, and how much fluidity you have with your own thoughts in those circumstances. Exactly, Justin. I'm constantly trying to remind her that it's essential and the only way growth can occur. I feel that. Melt, I believe it does get more difficult as you become more aware and experience more positive change. You need to constantly be practicing being reachable, teachable. Reachable is still a good word. Reachable is still a good word. Teachable is technically the right word, but reachable is still a good word, actually. I feel it, dude. Because it's at the end of the day, like as soon as you take up the mindset, the belief that you can't teach me anything, I already know everything, then you've already lost the battle. Then you're already halfway gone. That's her generation and how they grew up. Yeah, I feel that, my friend. I understand that completely. Um, that's why I'm again hard on myself, lenient or soft on others. I think it's the fear of the unknown. People want something to believe. They want an answer for things. My grandma is very influenced by media as well. Yeah, you're very right. Very, very right. Makes me sad because I believe. Yeah, I'm not gonna get into what I believe about the media actually. Hey, Yash, these stuck beliefs are literally neural pathways in the brain, as I've read. Yeah, as I was explaining, literally, literally, the way your brain fires brains, like the electron flows through your brain, different cells experiencing different little, mini fractals over your brain, and it's crazy, dude. Yeah, it's true, Yash. There we go. We have the neurologist in chat actually. When we have the power to reroute and redefine. We do. It just I believe it becomes harder and harder as we get older and older because we become more and more used to those neural pathways, if you will. It's true, Yash. The neural pathways become stronger and stronger the more it's used. Possible, however, to rebuild new pathways and repair old ones sometimes. Like sometimes it's right, Jesse. I like you should tell me how my example was of that concept. I hope it makes enough sense in the way that I explained it. It's a fascinating way of thinking as well. Because when you come to recognize that the things you can think about and the things you feel about things can be seen as patterns that you've basically programmed into your own consciousness, that's when you give yourself power to change them. Totally. I don't know of anything other than plant medicine that reroutes them so quickly and organically. I feel so, like, this is what I believe about plant medicines as well. I think those plant medicines basically give you enough information to kind of realize, to notice how your brain is firing. And it literally turns off your default mode network as well. Like, tryptamines, if you will, has been found to literally turn off the default mode network, which means you lose the egoic self. It's hard too because everyone learns in different ways. So often it's not necessarily the information that's the problem for someone, but the way it is presented that is keeping them from being open to it and understanding it. Hmm. Yeah, you're very right, and I feel especially because of what you just said, that's why my family members don't actually take me as seriously as I wish they would sometimes, because to them I'm this lost adolescent black sheep, smokes weed. You know that's what they see me as. Like I don't know if like they haven't ever told me that, but I feel that's basically the gist of the looks I've gotten, if you will. And when that is the box that they've kind of placed you in, again, when you try to present information to them, they have this. What's the exact words you used? This resistance again to being open to understanding it in the first place. Like they basically close themselves off to any possible understanding before there is even any information being, presented. And that's why I have a problem with my job in advertising. Uh, yeah, I could imagine actually, Edmund. Like, man, advertising is also a whole nother beast. You must learn a lot about psychology actually, working in a field like that. I can't imagine, Yash. It got to be tough. I can't imagine, Yash. It's got to be tough. About the refiring of the brain cells or the changing of the patterns. I'm thinking that's what you're talking about. Uh, oh, about the man, about the advertising. Excuse me. To be honest, I never thought I'd use my neurology knowledge this much. You guys are the best. You push me to think, and I always get to study neurology when I talk to y'all. Like that's the thing as well. That's the thing as well. Like I feel I've been trying to kind of come to some sort of like a specific feeling or a direction or a label. And I know I don't like labels and I don't actually want to label myself as anything. But I'm definitely identifying with a spiritual path, right? One, that I'm definitely doing. And then two, I also believe myself someone who is firmly rooted in the sciences. I believe in physics. I believe in chemistry. I understand, how these things work and how they influence my life, how they influence this universe we live in. And it's very difficult to kind of bring those two topics together, science and spirit. And I want to embody a life where that is possible, where the spiritual nature, the spiritual path isn't something that just is, woo-wee, whatever. Like, you know what I'm talking about? This pseudo thing. Like, there's definitely this narrative in media that the spiritual path is just that. It's like, oh, it's this, another religion. Oh, look at these people sit and meditate, these dopes. I like, you know what I'm talking about. Like, there's definitely this disconnect between what society thinks about spirituality and what spirituality actually is. And I hope to embody in my own life a way of incorporating spirituality, technology, and science all together for them to be a happy little family, if you will. Oh, I can imagine, Yash. How can you reach the different numbers of people with one advert? Such a difficult task. I think it should be. That's why Yash is getting paid the big bucks. I'm grateful that I can help influence people's thoughts and feelings every day. Yeah, I'm very grateful for that as well, actually, Edmund. No, not Edmund, Justin. And that's why I believe it's so important for us to have the right intentions in doing those things as well. Because if we're going to have this power, to influence one another, we have to use that power wisely and with the right intention. For the betterment of the whole, not for the detriment of it. Exercise them smart muscles. Exercise them smart muscles. We need to be constantly learning and unlearning. Exactly. Melting a part of ourselves and melting away what is not. Yes, Jesse, please school us with all of your knowledge. Yes, I would love to be schooled. I love learning more and more about the brain. I guess that compass just makes it easier for me to stop thinking of irrelevant and stuck thoughts and allows my mind to open up more in thought. Thank you, my friend. Thank you for sharing. I'm not trying to make any generalizations about age. I'm questioning these things right now within myself because it's something I'm trying to be extra vigilantly aware of. Like, technically, I'm still young, right? I still have these things that I think I have, all of this stored up chemistry within my DNA, not losing as much of its telomeres just yet. And I don't want to, again, fall into a pattern of stagnation. And I'm trying to make myself very aware of how these things work. And you friends are helping me understand more and more about that as well. And I'm very appreciative of that. Exactly. How could you possibly have more figured out than them? Yeah, like you can't. Like, the thing is as well, having something figured out is so backwards because we don't have anything figured out ever, really. But not really. Just this overthinker's way of clearing out my filters. No, please, my friend, that's perfect. Thank you for sharing. I wish you guys could see me. I just spilled almost my whole coffee. Oh, on the front of my mint green jacket. I smell good though. Yeah, you will smell like a nice bean. A nice brown bean. I'm sorry, Jesse. Oh man, that sucks. Mint green as well. I'm thinking about the mint green jacket. Man, mint green is like the one color of green that's also gonna get the most wrecked with coffee being spilled on it. I'm sorry, Jesse. I hope you have another jacket. I hope you don't have to go cold or stay warm and dirty. Oh no, Jesse. Happy Monday. Happy Monday, Jesse. Let's keep pushing that neurological understanding together. Yeah, and the thing as well, like understanding neurology, I think can definitely benefit us in our path to spirituality, which is not something I understand necessarily for myself just yet, but I hope to. I hear you melt. It's been like that with my family too. It changed. It changed for me when I stopped talking as much, started listening more, and showing with my life how what I believe about oneness, etc., was actually doing something in me. That's what I've been doing as well, actually, Aaron. And it was in that type of mindset and that type of expression that I had that conversation with my mom this morning. And because, like, that's kind of why I told the story about her telling me about her show as well. Because I don't know if she can hear me, so I'm gonna whisper. Like, I don't really care that much about house renovation, but I sat there for like 40 minutes listening to her talking about house renovation because I wanted to listen to her. I wanted to listen to her, and that's what was most important in that moment. And because I came, as you said, Aaron, from that place of just relaxing, being in the moment, and I listened to her, that's almost what opened her up to this acceptance of the information that I wanted to introduce to her as well. Making me more patient and present. I feel that, my friend. I've been trying to do that as well. Hey Jeff, good afternoon, Meld. I'll be uploading the next 6 days worth of moments here in a few hours. I was going to schedule them to drop every day at your noon. Thank you. Namaste, Jeff. I see the divinity of your soul, my friend. Thank you so much. So, Bro V Too Strong is also a streamer friend of ours. He has, in one of these streams, he kind of said like, "Hey, dude, if you need any help with editing or production or something like that, I'm your guy." And I'm like, "Dude, I might just take you up on that offer." And I was going through my day, and I was just thinking about Bro V. I was like, "Oh man, maybe I should take him up on this offer." And then I felt bad. I was like, "Nah, dude, you can't do that." And then again, I was like, maybe it's a good idea. And then I did. And I'm very happy that I did. So now Brovy is helping me take some of these big streams, arguably two big streams. I know, my friends, I know it's difficult to watch on the YouTube video. Just like maybe sit down of a joint and then watch the entire hour and a half. But I know it's not quite as accessible to most. So yeah, Jeff has been helping me edit down like 3 to hopefully 10-minute videos. Cheers, Jeff. I look forward to growing with you, my friend. I'm very much appreciating you sharing this knowledge. I appreciate her as well. She's very wise. Of course, I find it much more interesting applying it to real life. This is the way. Like, I feel that's why neuroscience, chemistry, and I want to say like physics, but I don't feel physics is so, well, maybe in the way you move is so applicable, but like neurochemistry and neurology in general, like understanding these things, I feel gives us a little bit of an edge in our own ways of thinking. Exactly, Aaron. I've learned the best, or maybe just easiest way to explain these things to people is to just let them observe the way I'm living, and not with words. That's the way, literally. No. Mint green goes well with brown. Just say. It goes well with brown if it's like tasteful and directed. If it's a big brown spill on your jacket, I don't feel it's gonna be the best. Good morning, Mr. Mel. Good morning, certified technician. Been forever, my friend. It's nice to see you. And hello to you as well, wife, wife for life, wife for life. I've seen you on a lot of other streams, my friend. I don't think I've ever seen you comment on one of these. I'm happy that you're here, my friend. Thank you for being here with us. I look like a mint choc chip ice cream scoop. Mm, mm. Even though I don't like mint, I'm gonna stop talking right now. How many drugs did you take today? None, actually. Well, I drank coffee, so I just lied. I'm sorry. You don't take care about house. You don't care about house renovation. That's it. I'm telling. I'm like, okay, okay. So then, bear with me, dude. If it comes to me, like designing a house for myself, I have so many ideas. Like I have this literal, like blueprint to the T of what I want my house to look like. Right. This is not my house, however, and for me to make it the way I want it, I'll have to knock down it to the freaking dust. Like I'll have to knock down everything and start all over again. And that's not necessarily realistic, right? So I can't care about this house renovation. Not so much because I don't care, but because it's not something that I find necessarily exciting. And I know life isn't all about the exciting part. But what I mean is it's just like, okay, yeah, we're putting this couch here, and then we're shifting this couch to this wall. Like, I can't see myself getting fucking hyped. Yeah, move that couch. No. Mm-hmm. We're all here to help Mel. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you so much. When it rains, it pours is my other half. Oh, that makes sense. When it rains, it pours is a sweetheart as well. Thank you, my friend, for letting me know. I have the connection now. The universe brought us together to help spread this knowledge. I'm humbled to be a small part of a larger whole that is helping to change the world for the better, one step at a time. One step at a time, my friend. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you for like I wanna like kind of chip away at the small part. I don't think the word small should be used in that context because I don't think of you as a small part, my friend. I think of you as much of a part as I am, right? So there is no small or large part in it. There is only a part in it. Like I mean, you know, if a show has a bunch of actors, one of those actors missing means that the show isn't as full, isn't as complete, isn't as flavorful. So each and every one of us adds flavor to this amazing cake we're building for the world. And I want you all to join me in it. Mm, too late, already told. And damn it, Dan. I wanted to explain myself first. I have Pinterest boards and IG saves for my dream house. So many. I don't have any of those, Yash. For me, and I say one of my dream houses is to like cut a house into the face of a mountain, like a stone mountain. Yeah, and just cut straight lines. Like cut a big ass. Like how am I gonna visualize this? Damn it. I wish I could just fabricate things in three-dimensional space right here in front of your faces. But it's not quite as easy. If I had my computer, maybe. But okay, okay. So I would want a like a living area and kitchen like as one thing. Cut as like a face into the side of the mountain, right? Like a square little box. Not square, rectangular little box into this like face of the mountain where my living room and my kitchen is going to be. My kitchen is going to be at the farthest side of the room. Then there's going to be blasted this way into the mountain where all of the rooms are going to be. And with this design as well, there has to be perfectly straight lines going into the mountainside. Where the kitchen island goes is going to be like if the box goes like this, the kitchen island is going to go like here, and then on that line of the kitchen island is going to be the one side of the doorway that goes into the rooms, and all of it has to be Like after it gets blasted, it has to be covered in like black and white granite. Heated black and white granite, all straight lines. That's one of the imaginations of a future house I've had. But then the place I see myself ending up at the end of the day is on the tetrahedrons on the oceans. But we'll get there when we get there. Dum dum dum. I drew your animal tarot, and you got the deer. It means trust in the support of the universe. I do, my friend. Oh, I do. I really do. I sometimes doubt, which I mean would be the opposite of trust, but I'm trying to. Thank you, my friend. Thank you for putting some good thoughts in my brain. Frank, he says, Meld, Monday is almost done for you. Just starting over here. How was it for you? It was a great day, my friend. It was a little bit of a sleepy one. Uh, I missed out like on 3 to 4 hours of sleep in the last 2 days, but it was a good day nonetheless. Woke up this morning, danced, had a fantastic conversation with my mom, got some stuff done, and now we're streaming here. Like these streams have become so absolutely like grounding almost. I feel like this is almost like a button I'm pressing in space time. I'm taking time to just, be in a single moment, in a single place, and it's amazing. You are very welcome. Thank you again, my friend. Same Yash. My flavor is mint chocolate chip. mm. uh, my favorite my favorites are the house's unique features like food forests, orbitrums, mazes, hidden rooms, etc. I like those are pretty cool as well, actually. Hey, we have Paul in here, my friend. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us, Paul. How have you been, my friend, Paul, or as he's named, TFTRAV, Trav, Tfrav. He's also a streamer friend and a hero as well, in my personal opinion. He works at a shelter. I'm just gonna call it a shelter, and he helps people go through the process of, providing them with clean supplies for use, and also creating a loving environment for them to be safe in. And it's amazing. Thank you for what you do, my friend. I'm so jealous of your surroundings. I guess it's just the concrete jungle for me. No being jealous, my friend. Be thankful. Be thankful that these things exist in our universe. And that's the only thing we can do. Like I've for the longest time, when I was a child, for example, I idolized and romanticized the idea of living in the city because I was living here. So I didn't have the contrast that I needed. So all of it is necessary, my friend. All of it is beautiful. Can you maybe let us see more? Sure. There you go. Feast your eyeballs. Hey, Scarmelia. Thank you for joining me, my friend. I appreciate you being here. Beguiled Beast. You should check out our friend Uncle Becky here on Reddit. Yes, he lives on a ranch in Texas. And they stream all the time. It's beautiful for us city folk. Yeah. Uncle Becky and Aunt B, Miss Boop the Snoot. Like, fantastic people. Wonderful, beautiful human beings that share their experience of life with us as well. They have these little goats. They have doges. They have kitties. What else do they have? They have a horse. Yeah, wonderful. Absolutely fantastic. I'd highly recommend it as well. Yes, dude, I will have hidden rooms in my future home and a kick-ass library. The unique features get me to Yash. A library. That's an interesting choice, actually, Edmund. Oh, I've never, not even for a second, considered having a library in my house one day. And now that you've mentioned it, it's really making me think. Tarot is pronounced Taro. Taro? Taro. It's tarot to me, dude. Or Scarmelia. I know you, my friend. I know what you look like. And I can kind of see you saying this to me. Tarot. Uh, uh, I don't. I don't want to not think that I can know how to say it. Thank you, Redux. Thank you, my friend. I can draw your tree tarot as well if you'd like. Please do, my friend. I'm here open to any good information. I baked a cake last night on stream for a watcher's birthday. That is so wholesome. You see what I mean? Paul, what a G. What a fantastic person. That's wonderful, man. How was it? Did you eat the cake yourself or did you send it to them in the post? Whoa. Why don't I get notifications? That's some bullshit. I'm sorry, my friend. I do stream at the same time. Like, if anything, if you're really interested, I have to tune into the Meltmore stream, like, set an alarm. Uncle Becky's Ranch is too cool. It really is. And hey to you as well, Katie. So spacious. It really is spacious. Man, some cool stuff as well. The streams have been a great way to pause the day and cube. I change my feelings if needed. I feel that as well, my friend. I feel I've become very aware of the way I feel in these moments as well, because it's almost like a measuring staff. Like, I know the experience I've had in these moments for the last, 115 days, and I know how I feel now. And then it's this, I don't want to say comparison, this understanding of how I feel. I watch Paul stream sometimes. I'm not on the Discord. Join the Discord, my friend. Join the Discord. Here you go, Katie. Oh, thank you, Justin. Thank you for sharing. Feast your eyeballs. Yeah. I'm happy that you appreciate that, Jesse. Thank you for the stonks rising, my friend. Oh, look at it. It's Talia. Hey, my friend. How have you been? How's Germany treating you? I hope it's going well. Hey, Leah, there we go, man. I dream of having a library in my house one day, Mel. I've seen some really incredible ones. Me too. Like, what really resonates with me? You know, the Beauty and the Beast library? Goodness me. That makes me, like, it makes me very awe-inspired. And also, like, I don't want to have a house of that size as well. So it's like this very polarizing feeling about it. And the thing is, Edmund, I kind of recognize within myself and that realization that I've never wanted a library, of how much of a freaking millennial / Gen Z kid I am, because libraries are just not a thing for us anymore, dude. I've never never. I haven't in the last 6 years. Basically 6 years. I haven't really touched a physical book. All of the books I've read was on my phone. No, tarot is Tero. 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 I heard you pronounce it like carrot, and it drove me nuts. What? If I say tarot? Tarot. Okay, you see? Like, that's probably just the playfulness inside of me. Because I have friends that are really into tarot as well. And it's fun to drive them insane by saying tarot. Yeah, maybe I did that accidentally. I know. I now have time to be in the streams more often, but dang, I missed the start today. How are y'all? I'm good, Talia. Thank you for being here. I'm happy that you can tune in a little bit more. I look forward to seeing some more of you. Love to all of you adorable things. I'm looking forward to being around you more often. Man, I feel gooey. Thank you, my friend. I look forward to having you here as well. I'll post some epic homes on Discord. Please do, Yash. I look forward to seeing some. Oh yeah, I don't need a library of that magnitude. Even just converting a normal room to a library would be enough. So, like, this is what I imagine a library as now, actually, Edmund. I see it as like a room where you have all of these shelves for your books. And then there's this really nice leather chair, vegan leather chair, if you will. And like there's a little table next to you, like an ashtray for you to put your joint, like a little bit of one of those. It either has one of those latches that opens up so you can raise your feet, or you have like a little uh, footstool. I can see it. I can see it. It's a vibe. So it's definitely a vibe. I thought it was tarot too, as in carrot. Tarot. Apparently it's not. I used to work with kids. I knew Beauty and the Beast word for word. I could recite and sing along with almost any Disney movie. I miss the kiddos. Oh, that's sweet, Red. Jesse, that's so sweet. I haven't watched too many movies. Like when I was teaching, they didn't really allow the kids to watch any movies, but it was a good time as well. I remember learning how to sing the, what do they call them? I've forgotten. Lullabies? Yeah, that's the word. Thanks for letting me know. Thank you, my friend. Oh, see, I'm old-fashioned in that way, I guess. I prefer to have a physical copy of a book I've read. That I feel as well, because then it's like a trophy thing, isn't it? Oh, look, I've defeated this piece of paper. Now I'm gonna put it on the shelf. I'm not a fan of digital reading, honestly. I don't think I've ever been able to get through even a chapter of a book digitally. I'm just not the same for me. I feel that as well, Edmund. Like, I do understand that. It was a very hard barrier of entry for me as well when I first started. But, like, for me, it's just the ease of accessibility at the end of the day. Because I have my phone in my pocket. And it's going to be in my pocket probably for most of the time. So I can always read wherever I go instead of having to carry a book with me. Thank you for the helpful, Jovan. It's so nice to see you here, my friend. I'm with you, Dan. Is this what it feels like to be the odd man out? I drew the aspirin tree for you. It means adversity, courage, spiritual strength, protection, and rebirth. I resonate with that. I feel that. Hey Javon, there we go. Hey Edmund, it's just a certain feel about it. I know that feel as well. Like when I started reading with books because I didn't have a smartphone as a kid, but it was just a transition, if you will. Strength to ensure the adversity, the contrast. Mm. I feel that as well. I feel like most of the adversity I experience it like within my own field of consciousness, where I'll do something and then I'll have an adverse reaction to it within myself, and I'll be like, oh, why am I feeling this way? And then I sometimes I feel I do need some strength into understanding how I feel and why I feel these things. I need the sensory inputs with reading an actual book. Holding it, having your thumb in the neck of the book, keeping it open. It is a vibe. I'm not bashing books, my friend. I love books. I just I think they're book sized, and I can't put them in my pocket. Are you a vegan, E? Not just yet. Not just yet, Katie. I feel I am drawn towards that direction because I am also the A blood group, so technically we're supposed to be vegan. Yeah, we'll see. Courage to let go of that which is no longer yours. Nothing was mine to start with, my friend. Nothing is ours. We're not taking anything with us when we pass from this life. You're pretty much describing what I want. Hey, there we go. I knew. I saw it in my mind's eye. Same here, just in digital books. Just don't keep me as engaged. I feel it. I understand completely where you friends come from. Partly a trophy thing, and partly about the experience of holding a book. The neck, the thumb in the neck thing. I know. I do know, my friends. It's just so much more convenient to have books digitally because you get them for free oftentimes, and you always have them around. Physical books are so much more aesthetically pleasing. Exactly. Like, I think you feel what I'm saying as well, Talia. It's about that contrast. I love the smell of books. Me too. Man, when you get a new book, and you're like, yeah, that's a vibe. It's true. The only appeal digital reading does have to me is the convenience and access to such a massive library at your fingertips. helps. It is nice. It really is nice. I read more if it's a physical book. I do understand. Like the thing as well, the problem with a physical book for me, and in the same way that you said, Talia, for me to get a physical book takes like sometimes weeks because I live in the middle of nowhere as well. With my phone, I have my books right here, just with an internet connection. Stop bashing books. Books are not being bashed, Dan. No, no bashing of books. I love books as well. I love them as well. Yay! Are you on the Discord, friend? I hope so. Please do join us. And I, of course, felt guilty about it at the same time because of the paper used to make books. You see, Edmund, I wasn't gonna say that, but now you said it. Yeah, field of consciousness. Again, the adversity that you basically create within yourself, and now you have to be strong enough to overcome that adversity. Because it does kill trees. Books are made of paper, paper is made of trees. Can't get around it, unfortunately. I'm not in the Discord, but feel free to message me. Please do join us in the Discord, my friend. You're very welcome. Me too, madam. Never done it before. Never done what before? Never done what before? Love the smell of books, of course, Red Lux. Not in the Discord, but feel free to message me. I'm not sure what you mean, Justin. Message me, friends. Message us as well. To get a reading, animal, or tree. Thank you, my friend. If our friends are interested, I'm sure they will. I love you, Estian. Thank you for your time and energy today. I love each and every one of you soul friends. Oh, that's beautiful, Jesse. Thank you so much, my friend. I love you as well. Honestly, legitimately, I love every single one of you, friends. And it's been such a eye-opening experience to be able to grow with you all. The stream is going to end like in 2 minutes. But we can have some calm before that time comes. Yes, Edmund, I feel that in such a dilemma. Exactly. It is a little bit of a dilemma. Such a struggle, yeah. It's hard to be a good person sometimes. It is. It's something that's polarizing. It's contrasting. No tarot melt. Oh, you mean you haven't done tarot? Okay, that's interesting, Justin. I would wonder actually. We love you too, Red Lux awesomeness. There we go. Oh, that's beautiful. I don't know if you skedaddle, Jesse. Probably. That's why you said goodbye. I appreciate you, friends, so much. I won't stop saying it. It's been such an amazing experience of growth. Like these streams, every single time I come back to them, it just feels like there is a genuine understanding of my soul and the direction my soul wants to take. Love Spav, there we go. It's gonna be like it's been a joy waking up and having breakfast with you all. See y'all tomorrow. See you tomorrow as well. Thank you, my friends. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I love every single one of you, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow